Today we're in eastern Colorado with Brant and our good buddy Jake, chasing those speed goats.
Ordinary guys, legendary hunts. You're watching In Pursuit of Legends.
Programming brought to you by Huskama Optics. Nothing safe within 1,000 yards. Best of the West Shooting Systems. Long distance, precision, accuracy. Challenger Sports Bar. Legendary hunts call for epic celebration. 511 Tactical. Purpose-built gear for life's most demanding missions. Shoot and see reactive targets. Shoot more, shoot better. The Land Leader. Find the best land for sale on the market today. On today's episode of In Pursuit of Legends, we're going to be out in eastern Colorado with Brant chasing pronghorn. He's had his eye on this buck all summer. Hopefully you'll be able to get him on the ground.
Absolutely. Second half of the episode, we're going to join Jake. He was a little late in the game. He had a college baseball game the day before on opening day. We're going to team up with him, see if we can't get him in front of a big buck as well. Thanks for watching.
Well, we spotted a definite shooter. It's almost 7 p.m. Sunset about 10 minutes ago. We found him about an hour and a half ago, actually, and he dropped into this little coulee, and we haven't seen him come out, so we're pretty certain that they're staying right in there. That gives us a pretty good idea where to start tomorrow morning, so we'll see how this plays out. We're going to stay here till it's actually dark, just to make sure they don't come squeezing out one way or the other, but I don't see him coming out. He goes almost straight up, and he's got that really pretty heart shape. He's really dark, heavy, good cutters. He's a great, great Colorado goat. We'd be tickled to death to put our tag on him.
That's not the one we're looking for. Tyler and I put about 15 of them to bed yesterday evening. We're looking for one buck. He's a stud. That's not him. I think he's bedded in this little bottom about 600 yards away. So we've got a perfect wind out of the west just blowing in our face. We're gonna sneak in a little closer just so I can get a high vantage point. As high as I can get him out here in the prairie, but we'll see what we can do. That'd be too easy. Well, we found them. They're probably 200 yards, but the problem is we're on this big flat hill. Waiting game.
That did not work as planned. Tyler and I snuck into about 200 yards. The problem is that it's real flat up top right here. And, you know, we ran out of cover, and the grasses are like 20 inches tall. So he's dogging a doe, and
he's content on her and pushing them all around the countryside, so knocked us right out of the game. That's hunting, though. Tough sometimes.
Well, thank you for joining me on today's Tactic for Success. Today we're going to talk a little bit about selecting the proper water hole for archery antelope hunting using a pop-up blind. Just because there's water on your piece of property doesn't necessarily mean that's the primary water source or the antelope are actually using it. So we use a little preseason scouting to make sure that's the one we want to put our pop-up blind on. There's a few key factors we take into consideration. Number one, are the antelope actually using the water hole? Number two, is there enough water in the water hole? A lot of times at the beginning of August, there's a lot of water, and then as the days go on, it evaporates, and by the end of the season, there's no water in your water hole. And number three, where and when are the antelope using the water hole? How do they enter and how do they exit the water hole? That'll help you select a proper placement area to put up your pop-up blind. Some water holes are 50 yards across and some are less than 20 yards. It just depends on where the antelope are coming in to make it a successful hunt. So take these tools, put them into your toolbox, and hopefully these will help you get your nice antelope on the ground this year.
From hunting and shooting sports to law enforcement and tactical applications, Husqvarna has you covered. These scopes are built to last and come with the best glass in the industry, offering you unparalleled low-light capabilities, all topped with a patented custom windage-enabled BDC turret. And now, after 2 years of field testing, Husqvarna is pleased to bring you the new HD binoculars. No matter your optical needs, the Husqvarna Advantage is crystal clear.
The new Caldwell AR-15 mag charger revolutionizes the way ammo is loaded into an AR-15 magazine. Load 30 rounds in under 10 seconds. Dump, click, pump. Spend more time shooting, less time reloading.
Visit landleader.com to find the best hunting land for sale across the country. Check out large ranches and small hunting tracts, hunting cabins, vacant land, waterfront, and more. You'll find the best properties for sale at landleader.com.
BogPod monopods, bipods, tripods, and accessories are the most versatile line of shooting sticks available. All BogPod shooting rests are switcheroo compatible. The switcheroo system allows you to interchange systems for multiple uses all throughout the year. Versatility defined, accuracy anywhere. BogPod.
Trying to find it. Got them. There they are. We're trying to find these goats. Sure enough, there they are. You know, we've been trying to get on these goats all day, but God, they're a long ways. I can't believe that's even them. That's definitely him. He's got that big heart shape. He's real heavy. That's probably at least 3 miles from where we last seen him. They made a giant circle. They're working their way out in the middle of that pasture with those cattle, but spotted them. They disappeared on us for a little bit. Probably seen this bottom and try to slip in on them. Yeah, let's try it. Pull my window up. A couple cars come by and dust me out. Ready? I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a battle today. Far, far more tough than I gave it credit to be. I did not think it was going to be this difficult, but same group of goats from this morning. I don't even know what time it is, probably 1:30. I was going to take a shot at about 7:50. I got the gun to do it. It's a Best of the West gun, 7mm mag with the Husqvarna Blue Diamond 5x20, but I just got too much crosswind. I got cattle right here and I'm not going to shoot through the cows, so it looks like they're gonna work their way down to this little pond, and as soon as they disappear, we're gonna cut the distance in half, hopefully.
These goats have made, I don't even know how much they've probably moved today. Probably, what, 8, 10 miles? Just big circles, and we can never get in front of them. The problem here in eastern Colorado where we're hunting is real flat. So you can't get a good vantage point to shoot down, but we're gonna keep after them. We're gonna give it our best shot.
We've been playing catch up with this buck since first light. It's now or never. They just made it through here maybe 5 minutes ago. So Tyler and I made a mad dash, about 600-700 yard run. We just got set up over here. They gotta be just over in this cut field. I don't know how far they're gonna be, but I got a pretty good wind. We got a pretty good wind coming out of the northwest right now. Just over 10 miles an hour. And it's a full value too. It's gonna make it tough, but we'll adjust for it. I don't know how far they're gonna be in here, but we're gonna have to take our time and just ease up over the top and try to get eyes on them. Literally 5 minutes ago, they just went over. They weren't spooked, they were just feeding. So, God willing, here we go. I'm sick of playing catch up with this buck. It's time we get in front of him.
You know, all of us here at In Pursuit of Legends Television, we're always looking for that product that gives us that slight advantage. And we teamed up with the Caldwell Lead Sled. That's exactly what it did. Whether we're shooting our big game rifles prior to going hunting, collecting the data on a client's rifle, or shooting those big 3.5-inch Magnum turkey loads prior to going after those spraying gobblers. Either way, the Caldwell Lead Sled is always on our bench. The main reasons are the micro adjustments and the recoil reduction. For more information, you can check them out at Caldwell.
In 2001, Best of the West began the legacy of long-range hunting. Since then, our craft has dramatically evolved, using the finest components available with state-of-the-art machining methods. The only way to reach the highest standard of quality is by doing it ourselves. Best of the West Shooting Systems.
Fog Zero is a series of treatment and cleaning products for glass and reflective surfaces. Developed by chemists and pharmacists, the formula is eco-friendly and effective for up to 30 days after treatment. This kit contains everything you need to effectively and quickly treat and clean your glass products. The results are unparalleled, and the lasting quality of the product is incredible.
Well, what a fantastic way to cap off an exciting, thrilling Eastern Colorado rifle antelope hunt. You know, Tyler and I played cat and mouse with this buck all day long. Without question, it has been the toughest antelope hunt I've ever been on, and that's with rifle or bow. You know, when you think you got a gun in your hand, especially one that can shoot out to 1,000 yards thanks to Husqvarna, you think it would be relatively easy. But I'll tell you, this buck was so revved up with testosterone, he was pushing does around, and you know, he'd ran them all through the countryside. So, you know, sure enough, we were able to finally, you know, make a play on this buck. As they came into this cut field, we hurried up right behind him, ranged him at 425, dialed the Husqvarna 5x20 Blue Diamond, and knocked down a fantastic goat. You know, all summer long we watched this buck, and You know, we loved his mass, the way he carried everything through. He carried his mass all the way through. I'm guessing him at probably 13 and a half, maybe a shade better. Probably 4.5, close to 5-inch cutters. Just a fantastic goat. A real mature buck too. He's got only half his teeth, the other half about to fall out of his face. So ranged him at 425, held right on, and I'll tell you what, we knocked him right off his feet. What a fantastic buck. So he's legal, we're good to go. We're gonna go ahead and debone him, get him out of here and throw him on ice, and maybe go try to find a big mule deer for tomorrow morning. So punch tag, love it. On this week's Behind the Badge, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about ways to prevent your home and your family to being victims of burglary. Unfortunately, it's far too often that we handle burglary calls here in the big city that I work in. They happen more often than we'd like to think. Fortunately, there are ways to protect your home. For one, a home security system is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, they are not very cost effective and they can be quite pricey. There are, however, alternative ways to prevent your home from being a victim of burglary. For one, regardless of the time and if you're home or not, make sure that all windows and doors to the residence are always locked. Second, you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, and numerous other stores and purchase security placards or signs. Put the placards or signs on the front of the residence and the back of the residence. If you can afford to put up a security door at the front and the back of the door to prevent that entry into the residence, that's absolutely great as well. Another thing that we like to do is to put a vehicle in the driveway, not in the garage and not parked on the side of the street, but actually in the driveway. It gives that perception that somebody is always home. As far as lighting goes, whether it's day or night, I like to keep front porch lights always on, front and back porch lights. Keep a few lights on inside the residence and always keep lights on in the garage. Again, it builds that perception that somebody is always home. These ideas and these tactics will help deter criminals from looking at your house to burglarize. Thanks for watching.
Wow, fantastic shot. You know, you guys stayed persistent, kept on the buck you wanted, and finally got him down.
Yes, you know, I'll tell you, that buck always stayed 2 steps ahead of me that day. You know, I watched him all summer long, learned his pattern, learned his routine. Right. Sure enough, I just couldn't get in front of him to make the shot. Either he was just outside of shooting range, or I could see the does and couldn't see him, or the camera guy couldn't get on him. Right. But either way, we stayed persistent. Right. Towards the end of the day there, I was able to get in front of him and make a great shot. Well, let's jump right back into the action. Jake's up to bat. It's day number 2. We're going to see if we can't get in front of a great goat.
Second day out here in eastern Colorado for rifle antelope. I couldn't make it out here yesterday. I had some prior engagements with my college baseball team. Luckily this morning I made it out here with my dad. We actually spotted some antelope about a half-mile away with a pretty good buck in there, it seemed like. We called up Brant and Tyler. They should be on their way shortly. And once they get here, we'll try and make a play on them.
What's up, bud?
What's up, man?
Got a pretty good one spotted?
Right over here.
Very good.
I bedded down. Should make a play on them.
We'll get Tyler up here in a minute, and then, you know, we'll make a play for sure. Tyler's out scouting some other goats, so. Sounds like Jake found a pretty good buck. You know, he couldn't make it out yesterday morning, but we kind of all broke out different ways today. You know, these road hunters and all the other hunters that are driving all these goats around, it seems like they push them everywhere. So Tyler was driving around trying to find some goats. I was doing the same. Fortunate for you, you actually spotted some. So we'll get geared up and we'll get Tyler up here and we'll get after him.
Sounds good. Cool.
Got a good buck picked out for Jake here. 375. He's 369, so we'll dial for 375. We'll sneak up. We'll try to get a good rest for him, but. All right. Dial for 375. Big guy. Let's go get it. Here we go.
shoulder, okay? Easy squeeze. Front shoulder.
Great job. Well, there is no better way to cap off our rifle antelope season. This is our 4th antelope in 2 days. You know, Steve killed a great buck yesterday. I was fortunate enough to kill a great buck yesterday. Steve's nephew filled his doe tag. Unfortunately, Jake couldn't hunt yesterday. He had baseball with his college team, and he came out today. He spotted these goats. He put a great plan together, and we slipped in. The Husqvarna Blue Diamond 5x20 again did what it was meant to do. We used the Husqvarna sticks in the front, put a pack in the rear, got steady, and knocked down a fantastic goat. What do you think?
It's a great hunt. What a great goat. Spotted him early this morning, and called Brant and Tyler up. We found a game plan.
Easy squeeze.
We got to him. We just waited. Saw him bed down, waited for him to stand up, and we got him.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thanks again for watching this week's episode of In Pursuit of Legends. We hope to see you all again next week.
Brant put that big antelope buck to bed the night before so we could pinpoint where to start hunting the next morning.
What tactics do you use to help increase your chances of success? Join us after today's episode on Facebook for a live discussion.
Programming brought to you by Husqvarna Optics. Nothing safe within 1,000 yards. Best of the West shooting systems. Long distance, precision, accuracy. Challenger Sports Bar. Legendary hunts call for epic celebration. Top brass. Powder, bullet, done. The Attractor Max. Bring your predator calling to the max. From Johnny Stewart Wildlife Calls. Bog Pod. Versatility defined. Accuracy anywhere.
What a fantastic shot, Jake. I'll tell you what, hunting can get really tough there in eastern Colorado during the rifle season, second, third day, and so forth. I'll tell you, any routine or pattern that you had built on some goats in the summer quickly dissipates once that road hunting pressure and just the hunting pressure in general kind of blow all the goats around.
Sure.
Nonetheless, Jake found a great goat. He dialed that Husqvarna 5x20 Blue Diamond scope and knocked him flat down. Great shot, buddy.
Yeah, that was a great weekend. 2 bucks, 2 days, great bucks on top of that. You guys stayed persistent, got them down. Well, thanks for being here on today's episode of In Pursuit of Legends. For more information, you can check us out at inpursuitoflegends.com or follow us on Facebook. God bless.